it's going to be Mother's Day this Sunday, and a lot of us are sitting around trying to figure out what we're going to get our moms. And I think getting books for the mothers in our lives and the mother figures is a great way to show our love, because we're sharing a story with them. And it's a story, hopefully, that will be very meaningful to them. And if you want to give your mother a book that will utterly make her feel happy and seen and loved and a little tickled by life, I suggest Anne Patchett's Tom Lake. It is a spectacular, spectacular book, period, but it is particularly satisfying for mothers. So in Tom Lake, we have Lara, who is our narrator and our protagonist, and she lives in the most idyllic orchard in Michigan, and there's fruit and the cabin is beautiful, and she has a wonderful, very loving husband, and she has 3 brilliant, talented, different daughters, all young adults, early 20s, who have set out into the world, but now, because it's the pandemic, and don't be worried, it's not that kind of a pandemic book, they're back at home with their mother and father, and they're working, picking fruit, and they start asking their mother to tell them the story of how she had that amazing affair with Peter Duke, who's a huge movie star, very legendary, and they want to know about that part of their mother's life. And so the first thing about the book to consider that a mother would really love is that sense of your daughters have grown, they're all different, they've all come into their own. But when life gets really difficult and the world falls apart, they come home to you, and you're finding again those patterns, and oh my God, the setting is so pretty, and you're all working together. And the fact that your daughters would want to know with so much interest about your past I think it's a very satisfying idea for a mother. So if you want to show your mother just how much you love her and care for her, and how deeply you're invested in knowing about her life, Tom Lake is a great book for her. Tom Lake is also a book that mothers will love because it has the most incredible, sumptuous, sexy, fun backstory, because not only is this story about how Lara, our protagonist, ended up becoming a successful actor, decided to quit, but ended up also having an affair with this insanely talented, rugged, hard to pin down movie star, but it's also a love triangle. So there's part of the story is that, we have this woman who is young and beautiful and talented, and she's playing Emily in Our Town, which is such a classic play that everybody loves, that's so meaningful, and she's such a classic character. And she finds herself trying to navigate what love is like between 2 incredibly sexy, interesting men. Of course, one is the more straightforward guy you end up taking home, and then the other one is the devil that you kind of should date in your youth at least once, except that this one then becomes a super movie star. So for those of us who enjoy thinking about our past and who enjoy hearing stories, the past that Lara has is so delightful, and it's told with such love and joy and wisdom. You can see how much she has grown over the years and how much she has learned, that I think, again, for your mother, it will be really, really fun to think about her own adventures and moments and delicious love affairs in her past as she reads this. And the third reason that mothers would really, really love Tom Lake, and that Tom Lake is a great present for your mom, is that her present, the time that we're living as we hear this backstory and everything that happened as she's telling her kids, is wonderful. You know, no, she didn't end up with Peter Duke, the big movie star, but she ended up with somebody she loves so deeply, and she's so satisfied with her daughters, even as the world is falling apart with COVID and everything is so hard to work through. She's satisfied with the choices she made of not becoming a Hollywood actor. She's just satisfied with the choice she made of whom she married, of the place where she lived, and she's profoundly satisfied with her life as a mother, and she loves to think about the future that her daughters will have, and that sense of ownership of where you've been and the choices you've made, and that enjoyment of where they landed you is such a gift that I think comes hopefully as we age, if we've lived right. So if you give Tom Lake to your mother, I think you're also saying, I admire the choices that you've made, and I aim to to grow up to be like you. So there you have it. These are 3 reasons why Tom Lake is such a love story, yes, to handsome movie stars and other men, and to daughters, but also to mothers. It's all, it's just a huge gift. So I hope you'll consider giving it to your mom. If you are a mom, have you read it? If you're not a mom and you're thinking about it, whatever you are, have you read this book? Please let me know, and tell me if you agree or you disagree. I'd love to hear. And happy Mother's Day to everyone, whether you're a mother, have a mother or not. We all do some mothering in our lives, so happy Mother's Day.